So here is my 2002 Subaru WRX. Currently I got her at about 150,000 miles. I have a 05 STI as well, which is fully built, putting big power down. As you can see, a lot of hand-me-downs from the STI have transferred to the WRX. It has a GT spec unequal length header and up pipe, stock turbo inlet, which I'm amazed has lasted this long, and the old school APS cold air intake. It's had a couple timing belt jobs done. It's running the Gates timing belt. It's got a Mishimoto radiator and fans. And she's been a great car. I've loved her. I daily drive her. Cobb access port. I sometimes run her at stage 2. Sometimes I run in economy mode just to save some gas, because it's just my daily driver. I drive back and forth to work, from my house to my parents' house, and all around. It's got STI Brembos up front with DBA rotors, and just upgraded the bracket for the brake caliper was upgraded so I can fit a little bit bigger disc on it, and has an NVIDIA version 2 downpipe, catless, and the old NVIDIA G200 that was actually on my STI. This is her sister right there. That's my baby right there. That was actually the only first car I ever bought that was brand new. So, what's going on with this car? Well, I was driving one day and was enjoying, normal Sunday, and I heard a couple backfires, little pops. And I didn't feel anything in the car, and I thought maybe it was just a car next to me that was passing me by, but that was a brand new car with temp tags. So got on the access port to see what was going on. Noticed a little bit of hesitation on the throttle, and check engine light over here started flashing. So checked on the Cobb access port and found out cylinder number 4 had a misfire. Just to show you how many miles she has, and believe it or not, stock turbo from the day it was made. Oh, sorry, yeah, 272,105 miles are on this motor with the stock turbo and stock turbo inlet. Engine probably should have went about 2.5 times already. So, check the access port, cylinder number 4 misfire, and I decided to clear the codes and see if I can, get it to run. Maybe I got some bad gas, or spark plug maybe came at a little bit of a gap, because they were coming up for maintenance cycle, and maybe a coil pack was bad on it. I know I've had this problem before when it had the, I'll show you right here. When I first got the car, the WRX coil packs, they look just like these, but they're black. And I upgraded to the white, the gray style STI coil packs. They 04 to 07 Subaru WRX STI coil packs fit the 02 to, I believe, 07 WRX, and you can swap out the black ones to the STI ones, which are less prone to breaking down and failing. So I did upgrade to these, got them used from a couple of friends of mine, and they've been fine. I've had no problems. I've done all 4 of them. So maybe one of these were bad. So I went and ordered new ones, as I'll show you here. So there's a newest version out for these from Subaru. These are the ones that are right before the newest version. This is the part number and everything that you can see here. So you see that number right here, 542. These are the newest ones. I believe there's one version newer than this. and these are the couple models previous to that coil pack. So put new coil packs in it. I got new spark plugs. This is what I run all the time on my 2-liter WRX. This is the part number here, NGK Iridium IX. So I tried new spark plugs, tried new coil packs, and hope to see maybe that would cause the issue to go away. And then if it didn't, maybe it was just a bad fuel injector, number 4. I did buy another set of WRX 02 injectors, stock ones, and had them clean out by a company, and they've been fine. I've had no problem, so I keep an extra set of injectors. If something goes bad, I have another set that's already cleaned up and ready to go. But so we started the car, and she still ran like crap. Check engine light, cylinder number 4, misfire, all that jazz. So buddy of mine let me borrow his compression tester. So on the Subarus, you're gonna wanna use, let's see here, the M14 size. That's what I used. And this kit actually comes with a bunch of other versions. Here's another M14, if you can see that. So on the Subarus, you really want to just use the shorter version versus the longer version. And all you do is you just take out all your coil packs off the car, off the motor, and all the spark plugs. And then what you do is, once you take the spark plugs out, you put this into each cylinder. You screw it in like you would a spark plug. And with the boxer style motors, it's a little bit harder because you're fighting clearance issues between the frame of the car and the side of the valve cover. So once you get that in there, this is plugged in where the spark plug would go. This connection here hooks up to the actual gauge connector here, just like you would on your airline for your air compressor. And the reason why you want to take out all your spark plugs is so that when you go ahead and turn the car over, you're not fighting the other compression of other cylinders. Don't worry, this will read the compression results in the cylinder that you have your tester plugged into. Sorry, this one right here. It will read the results, but the thing is, you're not fighting all the other compression and on the other cylinders, so you're not going to kill your battery as fast. And the thing to note on these Subaru WRXs, at least for my 2002, I don't know about the other years, but so there's this fuse right here, this 15 amp. If you take that out, you can just take a little bit of needle nose, and if you take these out right here and just pull it out, hold on, there we go. That will disable your fuel pump and your ignition system. So this way, obviously, you don't have your spark plugs in, but the other thing is you're not going to be dumping fuel into your cylinders that are, not going to be firing up, so you don't flood any of the other cylinders. So we did that, and the results were, all the other cylinders were around about 130, 135, to about 140, 145. The cylinder number 4, right down in here, was 0. Looks like that cylinder got COVID-19. Not to make fun of the pandemic or anything, but she got sick. So we tried to see maybe an injector was dumping maybe too much fuel, or she wasn't getting enough spark, which she had to be because she had new coil packs and spark plugs. Maybe it washed the cylinder out. Even then, if you wash the cylinder out, your cylinder and your piston ring lands are already causing damage because it's metal on metal. Your piston rings, the ring lands need a film of oil to hold the compression down. And we thought maybe fuel and no spark caused the cylinder to be washed out. That wasn't the case. So I'll just show you real quick what it seems when your car kind of goes bye-bye. So check engine light is on. That will show cylinder number 4 misfiring at first, and then see how it's flashing. You definitely have a misfire, and you can kind of hear it. You can kind of hear under here. You can a little bit. Kind of hear like that hissing noise that's continuous. That's basically cylinder number 4 is not firing at all for any compression, so it's not providing any combustion. It's just fuel going in and out, and it's not having enough compression to fire. The rest are firing, and I'll show you. I can smell fuel coming out of here, so you definitely know something's not right. So you can kind of hear it when it starts to idle down. There you go. This is a misfire. That is a cylinder not firing. See how it's coming out? So that is a cylinder not firing at all due to no compression. So what's the game plan? Well, she has a lot of miles on her, and I have a STI over there, and she's my daily driver. And if you can see, she's a little dirty right now. She's straight as an arrow. That many miles, she's this clean, because about 8 years ago, I was in a little bit of a fender bender, kind of smashed the hood and the front end, and actually broke one of my JDM HID OEM headlights. And I've done a lot of maintenance, a lot of hand-me-down parts, and as you can see, she's clean. And I just couldn't let her go. So the insurance company agreed upon redoing the whole front end, and I went to IAG Performance. JJ and Rick over there at IAG, 100% great people to work with, really friendly. They treat everyone like family, and they did the whole entire car for me. Of course, the insurance only covered from the fenders forward, and I opted to pay for the rest of the bodywork and paint, because, you know, a quarter of the car would be brand new and the rest would be 2002. So we did that, and I deleted the WRX trunk and went for this Dulux style. I believe Viz makes it. So just to kind of make it look like a little bit of a sleeper, and just low key, and just enjoy it, even though she really isn't a sleeper. She just chugs along and does the job. She's not a beast. She's not fast, and it's just my daily driver. I have a fast car, so what's the plans? Well, the plans are this 2-liter is coming out. I want to try to document as much as I can for this. The first suggestion that I was trying to do on how I was going to attempt to do this rebuild was to get a built 2.5-liter STI block, and then reuse these 2-liter heads if they were okay. So there's a couple problems with that, especially in my situation here. The 2-liter WRX heads, normally you hear it a lot. At around 100,000 miles, you have a 50-50 chance of one of the heads or both of the heads cracking. And what I mean by that is Subaru has the heads made in a way that some of the threads kind of show, is from what my research was, and inside the cylinder. So they tend to crack around those threads where the spark plugs go. And that's a big problem, you know, when they crack, if they get to the water jacket. So This being 272,000 miles, or whatever it was before, I mean, chances are some of these heads are cracked in that area. Is probably high. Is it causing this issue? No. I believe cylinder number 4 piston ring lands are gone, where it won't hold compression, or I have a bent valve or a burnt out valve. And a burnt out valve is basically like the edge of the valve is kind of burned out where it has a hole, so when it closes there's still air coming through, so it's not holding the combustion pressure that it needs. So to get new heads for a 2-liter, it's pretty close to getting heads for a 2.5. So what are we gonna do? Well, I talked to JJ and Rick at IG and working with his crew over there. We're gonna do a new long block. And what I mean by that is we're taking this 2-liter out and we're sticking their IEG 600 long block. It's their stage 2, 2.5 liter short block with their 2.5 liter heads. And the heads are already poured and polished, and they have all their 5-angle jobs on it from what I was reading about, and upgraded springs, retainers, valves, you name it. And the long block is built and put together and ready to go. So the one thing that you got to learn about these cars is the STIs came with a AVCS cams, and obviously you need AVCS cam pulleys, which are these guys here. And the thing is, this is a non-AVCS, so you don't have that active variable valve control system in this, and the STIs do, 04, 05 and up. So the O2 WRX does not have it on its 2-liter. So what we're gonna do with that long block, instead of doing the AVCS cams and cam pulleys and all that, we're gonna do non-AVCS cams and cam pulleys, and it'll work. And there's a couple things like the crossover pipe on the bottom that has to be changed out to the newer style, and the intake manifold. That's another thing. The O2, O3 WRX has a drive-by cable, okay? So this is a drive-by cable. The 04, 05 STI has a drive-by wire where it doesn't have a cable. So the ECU and the engine harness is built for a drive-by wire, whereas this ECU and the harness and everything is drive-by cable. So we're gonna reuse this intake manifold. I'm gonna clean her up and probably get it powder coated. And then we're gonna use that on top of the new block. So still up in the air what turbo system I'm gonna get. Kind of leaning towards maybe the 20G from Blausch Performance, or maybe their 1.5 or something else. So we're just gonna find out how we're gonna do this. Probably run, obviously you're gonna have upgraded injectors, fuel rails, TGV deletes, everything. It's gonna be like that scene from Fast and Furious where the F-150 Ford Lightning is driving with all the parts from Japan overnight down the road. So it's gonna be, basically I'm gonna empty out most of IAG's inventory for this car. So more to come on this car. She's a great car, I love her. She's always been there. I've had her for, I think 2007, 2008. So I've had her for a long time. I've done a lot of love on her, upgraded a lot of things. She's on coilovers, I think they're BCs. Great braking system, great fun to drive car all around. And it's kind of one of those cars that you see not too often, especially in this kind of condition. And it's one of the ones that I've always loved, the body style of the 02 to 05 WRX and STI. Actually the 02 to 03 was the bug eye, as you can see here. Call them headlights bug eye. And this is just something that I always loved. And hopefully, we'll document everything and try to get a representation of how the whole process takes. I'm going to be parking her right here and be able to just work on her in this spot here. And we'll see how it goes. Like and subscribe, and if you have any questions or have any suggestions and maybe I should do something else, comment below. All right, guys, I'll see you.